Hello guys, and welcome back to another legioixhispana Heroes2 replay. I've got a 3v3 for you today on Hill 400. There's me, legioixhispana, playing as the Wehrmacht, Zeva Multipodosaurus, as we've seen before, playing as the OKW, and Zeva Swordsmith, once again, playing as the Wehrmacht, versus SF Yamaha, playing as the Soviets, Farajuna, playing as the British, and Tronchi, playing as the Soviets also. So there's the ranks and levels for you guys. And as we see, there's a bit of engagement going on here in the centre. Motus is doing a good job there, almost wiped that infantry section, but somehow decided to pull back because he was scared of the MG. Well, would have personally gone for it. I am going to have a look go. I am going to go for the left side with my grenadiers. I am in yellow today, guys. And Swordsmith is in a lovely green today for you guys. So there it is. So Multipodosaurus, he likes his infantry coming out of buildings, and he's gone with Luftwaffe ground support. Stone Pioneers, heavy fortifications are very useful. I would only ever advise building the flak though, personally, if a lot of enemy air coming in, like he's talking about the British calling in like Hawk Typhoons, P-56 for the Americans, Sturmovik attacks. Pretty good to just jot a couple around the map personally. It's not a bad choice. It also just damage your infantry, but I would only ever use them if there's a lot of recon and all that lot. But generally your base can deal with the recon. It's just always good to have a couple, so it covers the entire map. Like, they're not too bad because you've got to be careful because they use fuel as well. Sending my Pioneers in close range here, doing quite a bit of damage. Fallschirmjäger is also very good. Big push in the centre here. Lost his Stern Pioneers, however he did manage to wipe one. He did manage to wipe one Vickers, if anything, which was pretty nice. MG42 set up here, just out of range though. And I forgot to turn Fog of War off, guys, so I do apologise. Now I've just realised that I'm turning that off. Pioneers, my Pioneers should happily win that engagement due to their MP40s. Right side Swordsmith hasn't really met any resistance, I don't think. So, and Fallschirmjäger, Valiant Assault, and Mobile Support. I have gone for the good old Lightning War doctrine with the Jaeger Light Infantry G43s, and the interrogation's also very good to see where the enemy units are at. You've got tactical movement, which is also very good to get your units around the field. So, the relief infantry is good for some of that Ostruppen. You really need to bolster the line. There's the Stuka Coast air support, which is always fun. Bit of a push going on here. Good flank over there by Swordsmith. Oh, making sure that Maxim doesn't have an idea what to go for. But he should get these guys just around here, get a better flank on them, and a target tank, which is good. So Swordsmith hasn't picked one yet. Now only one of the Soviets, Trunchi's gone for the guard mode coordination, but he wants to be like that heavy T-3485. As I before I remember, I need to turn my steam off. There we go. I'm offline. Should have done that beforehand, just to be on the safe side. I did forget. So, not much is happening at the moment, guys. There's a small push going on by Swordsmith. But he needs to get out of there because there's too many MGs pushing for him. Really, the Vickers is just going to have a field day there. The Volksgrenadiers would be winning this. If it was a grenade, that'd be great because, as you see, when they're so clumped up like this, the conscripts just really struggle. And there is that flame grenade I was on about. Left side, I have been pushed back ferociously due to a push. However, both of my grenadiers are there still, and I built a MG bunker to secure the fuel. So I am having a pretty hard time. Grenadier in the back here, just flanking that machine gun, so I'm coming behind. So I'm not doing too bad at the moment. Army value's doing pretty nicely over here compared to my enemies as well. However, I need to be careful because that Maxim's reset up and I'm not going to do a good job. I need to get this unit out of here, but I'm going to retreat it. I'm going to pull it back so it retreats through this sector and doesn't retreat through this sector. Bring up my Pioneers as well. Let's see just to give me some extra close range combat. And I'm heavy cover as well, which is also pretty useful. Very clumped, but I do lose the Pioneer unfortunately. The G43s are picking up a very nice amount of kills on this squad. I get a nice rifle grenade wiping this squad here. Still not a star though, which is quite surprising. G43 rifles having a good time still. Gonna force these guys back. Did lose a squad to this combat engineer, but I do manage to hold them off by the look of it. So it's a nice 1-star grenadier here doing a lot of damage, but a dead Soviet at the moment. Right side, enemy mortar positions being brought down, so I've got to be careful of that. We've got to be careful of that. Good defense being put on by Mutter, stealing 2 Vickers machine guns. I have to give him that. That was really good. Swordsman's not doing it. Swordsman's not getting attacked in the south, so he's helping Mutter a little bit. It'd be good if he set his MG down though. I need to have a sniper on the field as well, so we've got some good map presence. Both good combinations by all of us here. Mutter could do to produce some more Stern Pioneers, but he's got a decent map presence with the double Vickers there. Due to bring in an infantry support gun, because of mortar emplacements with the enemy mortar, it's going to be very deadly. Again, the enemy does have range on me, but as we see, doesn't have line of sight on me. I'm trying to send these guards to attack there, but my MG bunker there is stopping. We may not have this view connected, but I'm damn right sure I'm making sure they're not going to connect to it. And I'm funneling troops to try and stop that. Bringing in my MG42 behind its heavy cover. Gotta be careful though, because that Maxim is also there. Set up, as if we both don't have line of sight to each other, but he's bringing in his conscript, so I do have to be very careful. Doesn't go for me, goes for the thing, but I put my guys in this building here, so they can do some damage without getting pinned. Bringing up some, luckily my guys shot here just in time, and we're going to focus on this conscript squad very quickly. In case he throws a Molotov, get to dispatch them very quickly. However, I've got to be careful due to the Maxim, so I'm not going to be able to do much to this unit. It might have to retreat even. But the MG42 should do okay. Gonna try and get a flank, but I need to be careful. There's 2 guards mortars over there. Guard rifles over there. So get a rifle grenade off before I retreat. It's not a bad rifle grenade. It doesn't kill anyone, but it's a nice DPS. Good flank here by Mutter, trying to hit those mortars. However, he has to run through a Molotov cocktail fire, and he can do to retreat this unit here, or he may lose it even. But I believe he looks like he's going to wipe a unit, but he needs to get to this Volksgrenadier out of there. He's vetted. Enemy building both of us, and he needs to get this Volksgrenadier out of here. Both of them, or he's going to lose them both. He's going to lose this one by the look of it. Gets an infiltration, gets a flame grenade off though before he loses this one, and does get this one out of the way just in time. That flame grenade's got to damage that both of us in placement pretty heavily actually, so if he was going to lose it, he's done quite a good job in that. Haven't been able to secure the left side star at the moment. I'm struggling a little bit, so I'm gonna have to send my guys in again for a third strike. I've got tier 2 now, sorry, tier 3 now with my battle phase 1 and a like mechanized companion, so I might get some panzer. Got some panzer grenadiers out now. They should be able to do a good job. Get myself a drink and there we go. Nothing special today, guys. Just some good old apple juice because we've got to be healthy. A lot of Soviet troops being massed in the north. I'm calling this the north, I'm calling that the south, just to let you guys know. And I'd also like to thank you. From this point, I have now hit the 10,000 view rate and past the 100 subscriber rate as well. So I can now start with the monetization of my videos. So there will be one advert in between my videos, guys. So I'd appreciate all those who don't have ad block on to just actually click on the link to the advert, because when you do that, I actually do get I do get more money for you clicking on it and not skipping it. If it's a long ad, I understand. You don't need to watch the entire thing. You can skip it. It'd be great if you could click on the ad, even if you don't have to get you don't have to get anything off the advertising website. It just generates me more income. So it's a great way to show me. Just a great way to help me. So get a good rifle grenade here, and I do wipe the conscript squad there. And all my infantry does have the G43s. And are having a fun time. I'm gonna struggle with this Maxim, but I do flank it with some Panzer Grenadiers and a Fallschirmjäger. Helps me out a little bit as well. So with that Fallschirmjäger needs to get out of there, or it's gonna get wiped. Good grenade though by the Fallschirmjäger bundle grenade, killing 9 people in that engagement there. I'm gonna take that 120mm straight away and take it. So we're doing a lot of damage to the player here. As we see, he's lost a lot of units. only has 2 units on the field now. This guy is a decent ranked player, as we see. He's a higher rank. He was a higher rank than me at the time. So we're going to be. So as we see, kill wise, we're doing a lot stronger, and damage dealt we're even doing quite a bit stronger. I'm doing a good job over here on the left side, thanks to the Fallschirmjäger though. And that 120 mil, as we see there, with the guarded with the Panzer Grenadiers. I'm not sure how that works when a Panzer Grenadier merges into that. Will these two guys do a decent amount of damage at close range if anybody tries to push? I generally don't know, personally speaking. So we'll have to see. Both is being healed by the enemy engineers, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to deal with that. We are capping this point. I don't know why he's placed the Bofors there, personally speaking. I think a Bofors position here. I understand that secures his flank here, but personally, a Bofors position here, or Bofors position here would have been better, because you could have that coverage over the centre. Right now, its area of influence, I believe, doesn't have all of this, I believe. If he builds a person in, if he's going to do it, I believe he should build a forward construction point. It gives these two both gives him a special ability and is stronger. So we'll look at the other Soviet has gone the exact same, which is what you don't want to do, even though they both have T-34-85s, but there is other ones. It's the exact same, and I always advise not to. Swordsman's gone the spearhead with the Panzer Tactician, the motor half-track. Reconnaissance is always nice, and the fragmentation moment tank is just a good old standard German doctrine. He needs to get his sniper out of this. I believe it did perish. No, his sniper is still alive and managed to survive that engagement. It's slightly nice. We've only got 1 kill, so he hasn't been using it that much. We've got a very nice solid army, but it's not as vetted because it hasn't been done as a combat. But my army is very well secure on this left side, and I'm going to be leaving quite a bit of a defensive force ready to engage him. And whilst in the moment, I am going to be sending troops over to assist my comrade in the centre against the Soviets. Those Fallschirmjäger are doing a great job at range, and will keep on doing a good job at range. So we've got the most elite troops in the German army now doing a good push here. Have to be careful though, because that Bofors is deadly. Got my 120 mil though now. That's going to be doing some good damage to that Bofors position, if it actually learns to hit it. Personally, he needs to get that. Yep, there we go. He's got that hard. I would personally push, but I do. But it's you gotta be careful. Guards rifle. You need to close the gap very quickly with guards rifles, or they will really hurt you. He hasn't got his anti-tank on, turned to infantry only, which is quite surprising. Get a grenade off, but he does kill half the models before I get into combat, and so that's going to be a retreat by me, especially with the British infantry incoming as well. Panzer, I do have a Panzer IV on the field, upgrading with its MG42, I believe, on the top. Yep. Fallschirmjäger doing a good job. Good if he could get a grenade off. But until those Fallschirmjäger get vetted, they are very susceptible to fire, and I'm not pushing into that blob due to the amount of AT they have. But I am AT on they're gonna have. But I am going to stay at a nice range, and he does get a jammy miss hit on me there. I'm going to get this 120 mil out of there. It's only on 2 men now, and he does get marked targeted to those Soviet rifles. I'm going to do some extra damage. He needs a bit of a waste of a marked target in my opinion. Definitely needs to get that building out of there, which he does do. I did tell him that, and he does destroy it and get another one. He doesn't lose anything for it, but that's what he needed to do. British player hasn't really picked anything. I have a feeling he's going to go Royal Engineers to help with his emplacements. He needs to get this Fox Grenadier out of there quickly. I see myself relatively quiet right now. MG, my bunker down there is holding its. My amazing Grenadiers are holding the line pretty nicely there. So I'm in the support role with my Panzer IV now in the centre. Swordsmith has been really. Swordsmith has moved a lot of his army over to the left side, which is good to help the centre. But really, he needs to make sure. Personally, he needs to make sure his side doesn't fall, because with the left and the right we can hold. But if Swordsmith loses the right side and Mutter can't regain the centre, it's going to be pretty tricky. But I have some decent units, but they are expensive, so he needs to make sure he doesn't lose them. Good fallback point here. He set that up very nicely. Close to his base, but closer to the front, so it's a distance reducer, and it's also going to help us all out pretty nicely as well. Pioneer's healing my Panzer IV. Got some kill. Got an alright amount of kills. Doing a good job. It's very rare that we get in the light colours as the Wehrmacht. I quite like it being something that isn't blue, isn't always blue. So he's going to be able to hold the star, however, but he has been, at this point has been disconnected, and he's done a horrible thing in letting the Soviets now set up a very hefty defensive position consisting of 2 mortars, 80 gun Maxims, and 2 guards rifles with a conscript. However, this MG here is going to stop him from getting the fuel, which is a very good thing indeed. He needs to get that. Pioneer out of there. And I believe he just gets it out of there very nicely. He's also got to be careful. The sniper gets some good kills on those guards rifles. They're very expensive. We're at a bit of a stalemate right now, and my 120mm is getting hit a little bit and lost a man. I will only retreat my 120mm when it only gets to 2 men, because we can stay in there a bit longer. 120mm has been doing some nice amount of damage to this. Almost hits the Su-876M. Getting some nice damage in there. Kills one of those Royal Engineers that are trying to heal it. The only problem with this thing is it's very, 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 very inaccurate. Sniper needs to be careful. Let's get some nice kills, but it needs to be careful not to overextend. Needs to hit those guards rifles instead of the infantry sections, in my opinion. Guards rifles now have eyes on the enemy, and he needs to pull that sniper out of there straight away, which he is doing. It's a good job there. And there is a Panzer IV coming on from Swordsmith. As you see, my defense is still there, as we can see, and that Panzer IV is coming into the field. Needs to be careful though, because one of those Soviet satchels, which he does get off, sticky satchel, which is going to really, really hurt him. And I believe he even loses a squad of grenadiers on the retreat as well. But we need to be careful. These Peanut Battalions, PTRSs in the recent patch they were given instead of their flame. Because I believe they were given flamethrowers, but they were given the PTRSs in the recent patch, and they do a decent amount of damage to the enemy. He does have that MG42 up right now, so he can do some more damage to the infantry. But he needs to make sure he doesn't get another satchel off on that, because he's doing a lot of damage. And I believe he's lucky to get that out of there. Really, wouldn't be surprised if it dies personally to the enemies and thing. But I believe there's enough support there going in, and I send in my Panzer Grenadiers to make sure it dies. On the plus side, he gets a PTRS out of it. But my Panzer Grenadiers are doing an alright job there. 11 kills with a star. Haven't upgraded them yet. I don't believe I have the munitions available. Mutter, the one thing Mutter needs to do, he needs to stop building some armour. I don't know why he's not. He's over 30. He's manpower hoarding. He's munitions hoarding, and he's also fuel hoarding as the OKW. He's got his base shut back, but he's not building it. I don't know what he's waiting for. He could have had a Panther, a Stuka. He could have had all 3 mechanized and probably still be able to afford a Panther. My Panzer IV's doing a good job over here. I believe he just forgot about it personally. Same for the British player. Got a lot of munitions. Hasn't picked a doctrine yet. It's getting quite late in the game, as we can see. Hasn't picked a doctrine yet. A lot of manpower and a hefty amount of fuel being saved up. I believe. Let's have a look at the British base. No, he doesn't even have his. He didn't have his base being, but there he does now. So there we go. So at least he's not holding his fuel anymore. Don't know for the other 2 because I can't see the other 2, unfortunately. But all I know is that Mutter needs to spend some of that fuel straight away. Reconnaissance coming in. I have gone a Panzerwerfer after the Panzer IV. He's building off 3 engineers. I don't know why he's doing that. So I get some reconnaissance on where the enemy is, and I see a lot of. They're relatively spread out, even though they all come together. But I go for a good shot, and I send in the Panzerwerfer. He hears it, gets the AT gun out of there. So it doesn't really do much, unfortunately. It doesn't do does very little damage to structures, even if it isn't braced. And unfortunately, it was about hit by me. Now they know I've got a Panzerwerfer. I've got to be very careful about that. Panzer IV's still on the field, and my army is still very vetted. The majority of my infantry staying on the left side in case the enemy do a push. Because if I send troops away, he's going to really do anything. British player, I don't know why he's going a lot of engineers. If he has a lot of tanks, I get it. If he really wants to save those in place, I kind of get it. But he hasn't picked any form of doctrine yet, and he's got 3 very different doctrines, and he hasn't picked any of them. Especially with his fortifications down. I thought he would have gone for the good old Royal Engineer Regiment, because suppose, or he could be going for the one with the flamethrower for his engineers. I really don't know where he's going to go. So I'm here to help mount an offensive with swordsmith to try and push this side here. Enemy SU coming in, but I am going to do a fast forward because not much is happening at the moment. However, now as we see, there's quite a bit of damage going on to that thing, and there's a heavy push coming to flank, trying to flank Mutter in the south there. If there's, I believe I did see an Ostwind on the field. That Ostwind needs to re-emerge there, but needs to be very careful with the Fiat squads, as we can see. Pushing Mutter's base, as has an MG there. IAs and Panzer Grenadiers with the upgraded tracks now. And Mutter is going to have to reposition that. Swordsmith's going to have to reposition the MG straight away to stop that infantry. Mutter's going to take some fire here to give them plenty of time to set up. And the MG will get some nice suppression. Look at those Piats, really don't do any damage. They used to, but they used to do a decent little bit of damage considering they were anti-tank, because they are grenade launchers, but they did get nerfed to the same as a Panzer Shrek, which in my opinion it's a bit bad, because personally Piats should be given a bit of extra damage to infantry compared to other ones, because it is practically a grenade launcher. Big push going down here. That sniper for some reason decided it's going to have a little look and miraculously made it away with its life. Sending in the P4 to have just a quick look, see if I can get it, but it's too heavily fortified, the area with the AT guns and the SU, with damaged engine I believe, but it's on full health, so it's always a bit of miraculous there. It's quite miraculous there. He's pushing in with his penals, but with the Ostwind and the Panzer IV, he's not going to be able to do much against that. Nothing in this church, just Fallschirmjäger possibly can come out of it and help flank that MG. And the AT gun, which would be great. Don't know why he doesn't have it in the church in the first place. SU's going in for the artillery position. Just missed the sniper. Sniper does get hit by a mortar and needs to get out of there. But I don't think Swordsmith's noticed. And it's fine. Swordsmith's got enough for a fragmentation bomb, so we'll see if he can do that properly and correctly and well. It'll be great. A good fragmentation bomb can really hurt the enemy. Good push on the 120mm here. Doesn't kill it, but it falls it back, so it's going to be alright for now. So I'm doing a big push in the centre here. However, I do soon regret to realise, and the enemy, I believe, gets another SU out, and not an SU out, I believe just get a hit with the AT gun and lose the one-stop P4, which is unlucky for me. Panzerwerfer is still alive though, so I do have some anti-infantry power. So I'm going to fire my Panzerwerfer over in this direction, so we'll see what damage it does. It's a good job on killing the... Actually kills the mortar, but doesn't kill the MG. So it does get a few amount of kills, it gets 10 kills in that, so it doesn't do too bad, because they were full health units. Panzer Grenadiers with Panzer checks being deployed in the centre. I believe that was a recon plane. So be careful. We need to be very careful at bolters and the guard rifles there. Personally, an MG position here wouldn't be too bad, but Mutter is still hoarding his stuff, and I don't understand why he hasn't built his next base yet. Personally, it's annoying me. I think he's just building Fallschirmjäger. He could be building his. Oh, he has got his tank base. So the reason why he's not building tanks is a miracle. He can pump out 2 Panthers right now with his He can pump out 2 Panthers right now. He has the manpower. He has the Popcat manpower, munitions, and everything to do it. He's not just storing for the winter. I don't know. Needs to be very careful. Heavy enemy blob being pushed. I believe he does call in some artillery. I don't know who's. I think they're fragmentation bomb, but it does miss its target. Unfortunately, it doesn't miss its target, but he does it too a bit close. However, I've realised here my Panzerwerfer is here, and I'm debating about if his blob's going to stay there. It does really hurt his thing there. I still haven't realised that my Panzerwerfer is there, and I should use it. And he's because it's a very big squad. Not sure if there's a cooldown or anything. That squad is very badly injured. All these squads are very badly injured, and he's still staying there in the blob. And Panzerwerfer comes in and destroys it all. Everything dead. So my Panzerwerfer just destroyed all of that British infantry, and that I'm very pleased with it. And that is why you don't blob in Company of Heroes 2. To any American players out there that love to do it, never do it, because a German player will pop up one of these beauties and destroy you. So we've really hampered the British player now, as we can see. All he has is his emplacement. He's bringing out a Crusader tank, and still, as we see, Mutter doesn't have any bloody vehicles out on the field. and it's getting pretty annoying right now in my opinion. I do have a stuck close air support unlocked now, which I do call in over here to try and do some damage on this SU-85 because we do have recon. And I'm not sure if I even get a strafe off because the recon dies. No, I don't get a strafe off, so I had just wasted 250 munitions there, which is a shame. And that Bofors will just start shooting them down after time. Gets the Bofors and vetted up there. You can vet a Bofors up from shooting down aircraft, as we see. So, not a lot happening at the moment. Mutter's still hoarding stuff. Oh, and I think I've now got a King Tiger on the field. And he can still afford a Panther very soon. So not much is happening. So King Tiger's been... I've got a Tiger on the field. Mutter's got a King Tiger on the field. So we do have a very heavy armor presence now. But he could have done this a lot earlier. And I believe he does lose quite a bit of infantry in engagement over here. This is a Volks Grenadier, I believe. My army's getting very big. For Grenadiers. For the Grenadiers has not done much after the original beginning of the game. Because I don't know why, I just had the feeling that he was going to push this point again at some point. In hindsight, maybe capping the Maxim as well would have been a good choice. Or even doing a big flank all the way around here. And hidden here, but still that Bofors would make that still very difficult to do. So we're focusing a lot of our attention in the south here. Sauceman's doing a big push, Brumbar. Panzer IV is kind of blocking the Brumbar. I call in another Panzerwerfer, doing a decent amount of damage here to the British infantry. I believe that is a fragmentation bomb, and he does kill those double engineers over there, so he does a good job. Needs to get it out of there, however, because that AT gun gets one more shot off. It might be bye-bye Panzer IV. No, he gets one more shot off, but he hasn't realised his Panzer IV. He's still in range of the AT gun. And does he lose a... There's a Piat there you can get as well. But Panzer IV needs to get out of there, because the minute you get sight on that Panzer IV... Yeah, there we go. My Tiger's over here as well. Trying to help deal with the amount of fortifications that two Soviet players have set up over here. Panzer Grenadiers trying to hold... I don't know what my tanks is having to do in showing its... I believe it's... Oh, it's now showing its front. And the King Tiger is making its way onto the field as well. As we see here, nice blue, nice grey camo actually. Do quite like that, to be honest. I really do. The anti-tank rifles can't pierce it very well. They can do small amounts of damage and can do actually a decent amount. Massed PTRSs with a marked target will actually do a decent amount of damage. AT gun getting some good hits off onto my Tiger there. Need to be very careful. And out of all the players, personally, I think the definitely the Red Soviet's been doing the best at the moment. The other Soviet, I would say, isn't doing too bad now. He's got a very decent army vetted up, but did lose the majority of his army early game in this area, and has reformed up to help the offensive on the bottom and in the centre. So he's doing a good job now, helping the British player, who's practically, in my opinion, hasn't been a very big team player. Sure, he has the mortar pit and the... Sure, he has the mortar pit in the Bofors, but for someone of his level and hours, let's have a look at this guy's hours real quick. He's only using Royal Engineers. The guy has 3,000 hours on record, right? I don't care what he's doing. He should not be doing that. Also, good. I got a nice bit of a Panzerwerfer off here. Just trying to kill that AT gun. Doesn't exactly kill it altogether. But exactly, as someone that he's blobbing up like which is a very rookie move. He knows it's a Panzerwerfer on the field as well, and the majority of his men are very badly weak in this area. And still, he leaves them there for us to try and kill, which is pretty surprising, really. So, I will fast forward a little bit, because there's not much going on right now. Bit of a force going on. He does get a satchel charge off on the Tiger with a very big push from the enemy's troops there. However, I do get a Panzerwerfer off there and doing a very nice amount of damage there to one squad. I thought it would do more to the rest, but Panzerwerfers are hit and miss sometimes. So 9 amount, Brumbar coming in, so the Tiger has been successfully retreated. It's going to be successfully retreated to this area. However, the SU's coming in for the side hit on it. I missed my shot. However, it decides to target the king, not the tiger. But decides to get out of there now, which is a wise move for an SU. If this tiger, king tiger gets another shot for it, which it doesn't, it's going to be toast. Big Fallschirmjäger push here. A lot of this elite infantry is going to be pretty vulnerable if a grenade hits from, which a grenade is being thrown. However, I believe this is a fragmentation bomb. No, this is my this is my Stuka close air support that's going to come in and do some damage to the enemy tanks trying to help save. Oh, and it does kill it actually in the second run around. It does kill it, but doesn't destroy it. And I believe that both of us will shoot it, and the AA and both of us will shoot it down. But it does its initial purpose, and we just kill one of the tanks, so in my opinion it's worth it. King and Tiger's almost back up to full strength now, and my building up a panther now with it to give it some support. It's been decamped, so the points-wise we are winning overall, because we did all have that point for a very, very, very long time. I want to take this opportunity to fast forward it. Very good game this. I enjoyed playing the game. It was very close. They made us work for it very big. What I guess you can expect. I would expect that from a team with this many hours. So I'm going to slow down the fast forward now. Bit of a push coming in with the guards rifles. Recon's trying to be used, but constantly getting shot down. But as long as we know where they are, I'm moving my Panzer Grenadiers up now. However, a grenade does a decent bit of damage to us both there. Those mortars are still there, so we've got to be careful. And he's got to cap with these Grenadiers, which is good because I don't really want to move in with my Panzer Grenadiers. MG42 light machine gun there. I believe he should pick it up with his troops there. He is going. No, he isn't. He is, and he isn't. He's not. It's pretty surprising he's not. Long line here. Mutter is holding it, but he should really try and do a push. There's not really much there in the lines. He's holding. We've got a Bolfers, but his armor is consisting of one King Tiger. He's still holding fuel. You should get some Panthers out with it. I've got a Panther out. So does me and Swordsmith both got a Panther out at the exact same time. Oh, that's a Tiger now for Swordsmith. Sorry, not a Panther. I get a Panther out with. That's going to be very good with my Tiger. Going to help massively in the push. Fallschirmjäger doing the push, capturing the point for ours. I'm going to push to get these Panzer out. But they do die. And I do get a relatively on-shot Panzerwerfer damaging one of the enemies. He's going very heavy. Panzer engineers, but he's now got the heavy engineers. So we're going to get additional equipment, allowing them to construct buildings and repair faster. But are limited with their mobility in combat. So the fact that they're better at constructing stuff, but the fact of the matter is this: they're slower now. So you wouldn't be building as many of them because they're slow, for obvious reasons. But he's not. He's still pumping them in, which is, in my opinion, this guy's ours. But in my opinion, I will say, he's not a very good player. He's quite a bad player, personally. And with this many hours, he's a bad Brit, anyways. I'm not sure what he's doing on other factions, but he's, in my opinion, a bad Brit. Because he really hasn't done much, I don't apart from lose constant amounts of infantry. He does have a Cromwell on the field, a Churchill on the field though, which can do something. He's not been doing too bad with his armour now and then. He hasn't bringing any heavy armour onto the field, but he's got armour nonetheless. But still, he's just not doing much with it. Panzerwerfer gets a very nice kill there on 2 guards rifles, giving me the 3rd star there, getting 44 kills. British base artillery being called in here, do some damage to that. AT gun and takes it out. Early warning flares would be a good choice for the British player to put now, holding up that man. Seems to be both sides are holding up manpower, but Mutter's still holding up that fuel. He's actually saving up for winter. There's a King Tiger on the field and it has been marked target, and he's doing good considering he hasn't paid for a lot of his stuff right now. Tiger and the Panzer are going to push the SU. Need to be very careful though, due to he could lose a Tiger because the SU can do a lot of damage. However, if he focuses both on the side, I bring in a Panther to help with the side. I need to be careful, but I do give him enough support that we kill the T-34. But unfortunately, the SU-85 is still out of reach. And I'm not sure what hit the church then with it. So a lot happening at this moment in time. Enemy forces getting ready to do a push down here. I have slowly started moving infantry over here, however, which may be one of my big, which may be a mistake. The fact that he's starting to mass produce troops over here now. Double pioneers being moved in to help rethink. My tigers taking a decent amount of damage over here, but I get behind the King Tiger, but the King Tiger kind of blocks my retreat path. But with the Panther in support, we should be able to kill this Churchill pretty nicely. I'm just going to fire ground. I told them to do the same, and we do kill it very nicely. But I'm going to get out of there because there's an SU-85 with my name on it. It's coming for me. I do blitz it out of there. It does take a bounce from an AT gun in the time, which is always nice. But I didn't realise this had that range. That's a pretty big range for this gun. Got a lot of engagement going on. Big push over here. But my native forces that were there are doing a good job in holding off. Good rifle grenade being used, was going to be used then, but wasn't able to successfully pull it off. As we see, I've lost the MG. The AT gun is still alive, so there's possibilities to do the T-70. Fallschirmjäger were called onto the field by Mutter to give us me a hander, and I do target them, those guards rifles, but I believe they do just get out of there. So I've got to be very careful. So all that's left is my AT gun with those Fallschirmjäger there as well. So Mutter needs to get a good kill the main gun, and he's very silly. He does try and get away. But he does accidentally reverse into the AT gun and takes a shot and dies. So we do hold the side only just, and we have on both fuels the entire game as well. You need to understand this. A lot of fuel cache is going up, but we have had the majority of the fuel the entire game. We haven't had the feeling benefit of this one, but they haven't either. So we have had one fuel coming constantly in. So we're doing all right. No, there's a fuel cache on the field as well. That's why it's closer than you would anticipate. Munitions are the same, or the exact same. Mutter needs to spend some of that manpower, and he's got a lot of Fallschirmjäger, which is using up a lot of his stuff. The Panzer Grenadiers are over here now, and there's going to be another push. Need to get this AT out of there. Wasn't anticipating another push like this. Panzer Grenadiers do a good job of knocking down that unit there, but I have to be careful as there is a guards rifle. Get a grenade, throw that in. Doesn't do much. But this Panzer Grenadier is still going to do some good damage at close range here. I'm going to sacrifice this unit because I do want another tank. After this, I'm bringing out my second Panther. This guy refuses to die on his own, and I'm trying to hold it on. And by leaving it that long, he spends a little bit of it. He's been a bit of a stingy person, but he has got out of loops, so he has helped the side with that loops. A lot of armor being massed up here, so we're going to do a big push on the right side shortly. And Panzerwerfer is still alive, and it is a very high ranked star one. See, the British player, I don't get why he's gone. He's finally gone artillery. I don't get, because he hasn't got any artillery. He actually hasn't got any armour either. He's been really, really bad. And this guy's got, you need to remember, this guy's got 3,000 hours on this game. And in my opinion, he's an atrocious player with this many hours, unless it's not him playing, which I can get. But this guy is being absolutely atrocious online. All he's got is these emplacements. All he's got is his emplacements and an AT gun. He's building a Cromwell now, which really shouldn't be doing. He should be building a Comet, especially the tanks we have on the field. I have 2 Panthers and a Tiger with a 3-star Panzerwerfer. It's killed over 50, I believe now. 46. I'm going to pull the Tiger back to get repaired at the repair station there. I'm going to move a Panther up, both Panthers up into the centre area here, because I'm personally thinking they don't have much in this area at the moment, because I believe they have moved quite a lot of their defences over to this front. Either they do, there's an SU-85, 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 so the Soviets are trying their best to hold on as best they can, but without British support. A couple of Fireflies were doing great with some good infantry sections, and they are capping that side because we are preparing to do a push here. My infantry has finally been repaired, and we'll probably head over here to try and deal with that. Still haven't got the fuel because of the bunker there, but we can flank the bunker. All of the Soviet infantry has been moved to the left side, and these arms on the right. So this isn't supported with a lot of infantry. There are recons above us now, and they can see this. They can see these tanks over here. Our recons moving into the field as well. I just want to see what they have in the centre just in case, and I was right. With what I've seen, they don't have much in the centre. That both of us will take it down very shortly. but I now know what I need to do, so I'm going to do a nice push over here with a Panzerwerfer, and I aim for that AT gun. Let's see if we get the kill on it. Don't get the kill on it. Damage it. Almost kill it. So yeah, stalling another one. Yeah, he's taken on that 120 mil that I had. It did die, and Motor has remanded with some stern pioneers. There goes SDGs there. So I've decided to do the push in, trying to do some damage to that AT gun. 31 AT gun, and I believe 2 Panthers are plenty to take out an AT gun and a Bofors. All take some damage, but nothing I can't handle. He's bringing some Volks ideas up as well to deal with that. Help me deal with that AT gun. It's on vehicle only, so it's not doing anything right now. Just his MG's focusing on that, and with support, infantry support, we are dealing with that pretty nicely. SUs have been brought up now, but the King Tiger is going to scream for me because of the amount of fuel he has. He can afford to lose it if he wanted to. Getting some nice shots here. This is where Swordsmith and his armour. Well, Swordsmith's actually taken a big. Oh, Swordsmith's armour's still here. So Swordsmith with his armoured brigade should come up in the back. Does a great job here. We do a big favour over here. I don't have enough for a Stuka force air support, so but I believe we do have enough. I almost killed this. I almost accidentally killed this Tiger. This king by blocking it, but he does manage to get out of there. I had the skin of his teeth and a couple of lucky bounces by the SUs, and I believe I do block up shots as well with my Tiger. But I need to be careful because there is a lot of SUs over there, and they are built for taking out us. So I do blitz out of there. Poor Panthers are practically at full health. And Mutter's done a good job with his infantry over there. Needs to get those Fallschirmjäger out there personally. And this grenade, yep, we just get out of there. So he is microing. And we do have all 3 stars. No, we own 2 stars, and the 3rd one's been decapped. So it's doing a valiant job to do, because now a lot of the tanks have been flanked, and we've told him to move his Tiger in, which he is doing, and he's going to get a nice shot on the side of this SU, I believe. No, he doesn't. He gets his frontal armour, so we need to really help send some support. But he's sending a it is sending a Churchill, and a Churchill's bullet penetrating the front of a Panther is very rare. It misses the 2nd shot, but its frontal armour of the Churchill's very strong, so we have to be careful there. Everyone underestimated Churchill. It can do damage to Panthers, as we're seeing. It just penetrated twice its frontal armour, and his gun isn't that good. It's probably got the same gun as a Sherman, normal Sherman probably the M4C Sherman. And I almost do lose this Panther to it, but luckily, and it does mark target it just to try and make sure it does. But we do manage to just damage it enough, and we manage to get it out of there, and it is safely alive. Tiger's damaged as well, bringing it back to base. So my 2 pioneers can fix it. My map presence has kind of been hurt pretty badly. My infantry has been damaged, but it's being rebuilt. I have 3 squads of pioneers purely based on my heavy tank force now to keep it alive. Panzerwerfer, 50 kills now, doing a good job. Don't want to lose it though, it's doing a very good job. So I'm going to fast forward as there's not much happening. Swordsmith unfortunately was not able to push his point. And where is that Tiger over here? Oh, his Panzer IV's all the way over here, and I do get a nice Panzerwerfer shot off over here. And with my infantry and his Panzer IV, we are successfully able to push the enemy back and recapture the side for the might of the like. However, Swordsmith has, by doing that, sacrificed his right side, which is fair enough. I cut big enemy push in the centre. I call in my Stuka close air support because now the Bofors is gone, and we do kill that. We disman it, and the Centaur is alive. I keep on calling it a Crusader. That's my fault. I play Men of War Assault Squad 2 as well. That's why I call it a Crusade. I call it a Centaur, Crusader, not a Centaur, because it's 2 different variations, and this one is the Crusader side of this game. So my Stuka reconnaissance is doing a good job around here. Tiger been pushed in, 2-star now, 32 kills, doing a good job. Gives it the upgraded elite cruise with greater accuracy and range as well. A lot of SUs in the field though. The Soviets are doing a valiant job to try and hold, and I do have to give it out. Tronchi and SF Yamaha, you did a great job this game. Possibly could have won this game if it wasn't for the British. But the British player did not do much at all. Look at his army. 180 gun and a Vickers. That is all that guy has left. He has a lot of SUs on the field though, and a T-34-85 pushing into this point is going to probably sing goodbye to this Panzer IV. Should reman this AT gun, but I'm too busy microing in the centre. I have to do a big push. But it's just too little too late, to be honest. he doesn't have any infantry over here, so we're not at risk of it capping, and there's only 37 points left in this game. So I've massed all my armour up now in the centre, just healing this tank before I do a push. Desperately trying to cap it, and I believe they just managed to decap it with the MG before it dies. AT gun from the British, that's all he has left on the field, and it's doing some damage to this Panther though, I do have to give you that. Panzer Grenadiers dying pretty heavily over here. Upgrading with the Panzer Shreks, but it's just I'm gonna have to get it. Have to get my guys out of there. They do have 25 points left only. We've got to be very careful though. Still, I never underestimate players, but it does look very heavily in our favour right now. This AT gun is becoming an annoyance, and a Panzerwerfer is designated to kill it because it is annoying. King Tiger here is on half health. Unfortunately, I do lose all my. I practically do lose all my pioneers then that were healing my tank. So I have to be careful. You never know when it can pull it back. As we see, so what I do is I'm going to send my pioneers in to die so I can just as quickly train some more. And both SUs fall all the way back because they're scared of them. They pull them all the way back to base. I find really funny. They do reman the AT gun to try and do some damage, but there's just enough there. Fallschirmjäger included to do enough damage. So we decided to just push in there, almost lose that tank. Calling a Stuka close air support, strafe kills one of them, so hurting them. They have capped the right side. I do get a nice Panzerwerfer off there. And so Oswald manages to finally take the right side after a lot of pressure being taken off of him. And I believe that should be enough for us to sail to victory there. However, the enemy doesn't manage to take the centre star back, so now my pioneers have come back and healed all my tanks with the King Tiger at the 2-star. We're going to do a big push now. Do a big push, kill that very nicely. Over here, doing some nice pushes over here with the King Tiger, pushing and killing what's left of the Soviet resistance. One of the SU does kill the King Tiger, automatically brings another one out. Panthers, I'm just going to go for the run now. Kill the other one. Push in with swords. We should push in before the sign soon. Do lose one Panther, but kill the other SU. I'm just doing all other things. Finally kills that sniper, and that's the enemy destroyed. And with that, my Panther's crew does manage to survive there. Flaming guy there. So guys, thank you for watching this game. I now bring you to the end screen stats. Like I said, I promised a long one, and I finally brought you a long one, 3v3 on Hill 400 with my clan mates of Zeva with a multiple source. Thank you to my opponents, both Soviet players. You played GG, you played tremendously. The British player really needs to up his game. That British player did atrociously. He lost his army again and again and again. And the only good thing he did that game was that Bofors and mortar, which eventually just got overrun with the armour. So, damage dealt, 43,119 with 255 units killed with a 144, so over 100 more than I lost. Mutter just getting a nice, we all got nice positives there. 22,000 damage, roughly 22,200 roughly, with 145 kills and 112 unit lost. And Swordsmith doing 31,000 with 196 unit killed and 124 units lost. Yamaha, come out, great job, man. You got 116 kills, 60,000 damage, more than we did. I have to give you that. You did more damage than we did. 46,000 as well, more damage than we did. Got a lot of kills. The majority of this kills here was early game. British player didn't do too bad early game, but late game he blobbed. He lost all of his units, and there's commiserations to him. We'll have a look at the graph here, guys. As we can see our graphs there, we'll see what happened there with resource flow as well. Mutter just hoarding that crap, as we can see the entire game. I'll have to have a word with him now after seeing this. And Panzer Grenadiers doing a decent amount of damage actually though to the vehicles. The infantry damage doesn't do much. Oh, the pack gun, that's what I was on about. Panzer Grenadiers, what are the Panzer Grenadiers? There we go. Vehicle damage doesn't do too much. Just a lot of infantry. I produced 7 and I did lose 6, so I did lose quite a bit of infantry. Lose 7 pioneer squads. Probably because they was healing in the late game. So Tiger is very good, didn't lose it, just a lot of damage. So on that note guys, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.